I'm Lucie Fink. I'm a video producer at Refinery29. But every so often, I like to try other people's jobs. It's wedding season, so today I'm going to see if I have what it takes to make a wedding cake. This is Lucie for Hire. My first challenge was to consult with the bride and sketch the cake.
Making cakes are fun, but usually when I have people come in, even to intern and trail, by the end of the day, they say, oh my gosh, I had no idea what goes into this.
It's not a very big wedding, about 45, 50 people, so I need something of that size. What are you thinking?
Developing an idea for a wedding cake is a learned skill. There's a lot to know, including the architecture of actually building the cake, and you definitely need to look at some examples for inspiration. I took a really good look at the cakes Lauren's created, and after listening to the bride's request, we came up with a workable design. We settled on a 3-tiered yellow cake, filled with raspberry buttercream, coated with vanilla buttercream, and decorated with cascading sugar flowers.
You ready to bake?
I have never been more ready to do anything in my entire life.
Perfect. To the kitchen.
Off we go. And once we knew which direction we were going in, it was time for my second challenge, baking the cake.
What we're gonna do first, grab eggs.
It smells so good in here.
So this is a 2-cup. So you can just measure 2 of these.
This is a dream. 3 cups of oil. I've baked plenty cakes from scratch before, but I've never made anything this large. Let's bake. This is a gym membership.
Right?
Within each of the 3 tiers, there are 3 layers of cake. So essentially, for a 3-tiered cake, we needed to bake 9 cake layers.
For your third challenge, we're going to fill, crumb coat, and ice the cakes.
So what's in there?
So this is buttercream.
Okay.
So it's meringue-style buttercream, which we've already made and have ready to go.
We folded fresh raspberries into the buttercream. Add some nice color. And then I tasted it.
Fridge so that they will chill a little bit. We could also see if we could speed it up, but we'll see. Most important, center the cake on the board.
Once you do this, you can't move it, really.
Right, exactly. You use your thumb as a guide, and you spin it, and you kind of look at that distance between there. We do a dam. So this way, it's very thin, but it just is sort of your little barricade.
Okay, here goes. Building a buttercream dam is not as easy as it looks. So would you hire me yet?
Listen, that's why everyone comes in for a trial period.
I filled each layer of cake with the raspberry buttercream, wrapped each tier up, and popped them in the fridge. After each tier was filled and chilled, it was time to add the crumb coat. A crumb coat is a thin layer of frosting that's spread over the cake, acting as a base layer, so that there won't be any crumbs caught in the outside layer. And then we finished it off with a final layer of icing.
For your final challenge is to build and decorate the cake.
Okay.
Ready?
Building a 3-tiered cake is a complicated process. We added wooden dowel rods to each layer to provide the cake with support and added some final structural buttercream, because you can never have enough structural buttercream.
Now that it's built, we're gonna do the decorating. So what we're gonna do is make some sugar flowers for the cake.
Is this edible?
It is edible. What we use tastes like a marshmallow sugar.
Marshmallow sugar.
So it's just like doing a cookie in that equal pressure, pop it out.
Wow. We punched out sugar flowers of all different shapes and sizes and then used a ball tool to frill the petals. We painted them with edible gold shimmer, and just like that, we were ready to decorate. Making a wedding cake is an art, and a blank cake is just like a blank canvas. It takes design skills and a keen eye to know where to place each flower, how to angle them properly, and how many decorations you need until it's just right.
We made a wedding cake.
We made a wedding cake.
Beginning to end.
How'd I do?
Pretty good.
Do you think that you would hire me here?
As an intern.
An intern? All right, we're getting somewhere.
I was hired as an intern. This was way harder than I anticipated, but the payoff is great.
Of course, making the cake is only step one. Transporting the cake to the wedding venue, well, that's a waltz down another aisle that I'm not quite ready for yet.
We made a cake. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe to Refinery29 on YouTube and here to watch another episode.